Happy Thursday, y'all. We're here with another episode of Pickin 6. I am joined by a very special guest today, my special guest co-host, AG from Men of Order, one of our constant collaborators. AG, Adam, welcome. How we feeling? How are we doing?
Man, I'm feeling great. Football is back. I know we've been watching college football, but it never feels really real until there's NFL Sundays as well to
Facts.
follow up the Saturdays. I feel great. Back on the channel, happy to be back. I was on a couple episodes of Pickin' Six last year. I'm just happy to be back. I'm ready to get right into it and make some money this football season, and hopefully make everybody else some money as well while we're at it.
Dude, that's the hope, and that's why we're here. We're working on making the channel look prettier. As of right now, we have the boys in the background.
I thought you said prettier. You should have put some Penn State gear on.
Got the boys in the background. Listen, yeah. I gotta say, I'm chalking up the week 1 win to Stetson Bennett's new haircut. He used to have like this kind of thing going on. Now he's got that box fade. I'm just saying, Quavius Bennett might take us back to back.
Hey, I hear you, Ty. So I mean, you gotta milk that Georgia championship as long as possible. I get it because I don't think it's happening again. They looked great against Oregon last week, but
yeah,
I personally have Ohio State winning the championship this year. So
I would have had if you asked me. Well, let's just talk futures off the jump. Let's just hop right into it. I personally think I like Alabama because, and I think it's going to be our fault why they win. Like it's going to be Georgia's fault why they win, and it's because it's like I think kind of from an emotional standpoint, you see Nick Saban and Bryce Young have to go on national television as the greatest, as representing the greatest dynasty in the world, and have to tell people why they lost or have to defend themselves. You give a team that wins all the time the feeling of what it's like to lose big, especially somebody of Nick Saban's coaching talent, somebody of Bryce Young's pedigree and talent. You're going to be pissed off, and you never want to have a winning team playing pissed off because it's hard to find that fire when you win so often. Like I remember when Greg Popovich always says that his Spurs team would never be as good as before they won their first NBA Finals. So you got to find that fire. I think because we beat them, we may have given them that push towards the national championship this year. That's my personal opinion. And I was like, okay, we'll win this one because we probably just set them up for next year.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're picking Alabama or going with Alabama, it's never, you never even really have to think that deeply and put that much reason into it. It's like almost like you're just like, oh yeah, it's Alabama. So like, yeah, obviously they have a chance. I'm not saying that Ohio State is a lock. Exactly. So I think that it's going to be either Georgia or Alabama that plays Ohio State in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also lean with Alabama, but
that's my reasoning.
I do like Georgia. I mean, they came out. I don't think Oregon's a number 11 team in the country. I think they moved they moved their rankings up, same that they did with Notre Dame, even though Notre Dame did hold their own. But they put those rankings up higher a little bit to make the matchup and get the TV viewership on opening weekend. But that is not a number 11 team. Not taking anything away from Georgia, but. I mean, they beat the brakes off of them. So I'm going to need to see Georgia play some SEC teams before I really judge it. But that defense looks smoking hot again, just like last year. And obviously they prove the offense can put up some points. So they look good, man. They look good. I got Ohio State winning. I don't know who they're going to play. I think it could be Georgia, though. I think Georgia can make it. They could beat Bama.
Yeah, and you like Ohio State. I want to hear why. Like, is it because of? I mean, CJ Stroud's a dog, so
they are stacked, man. They're stacked. They're stacked, and I'm tired of picking Alabama, Georgia. I don't think Clemson has the team for it this year. Notre Dame was number 5.
No,
you know what I mean. Out of like that top group, it just feels like Ohio State is due for one. It's been, I think, 8 years since they won one.
They won the first ever
playoff
national championship.
Yeah. So, I just think they're due, man. They should get one because their team is stacked, man. That's really what it comes down to. They Notre Dame held their own against Ohio State. I will say that. But, I mean, first game against a top five team. But I'll see how they improve. I mean, definitely want to see how they play against some Big Ten teams. Same with Georgia. I mean, we can't go too much off opening weekend, but I did have Ohio State before opening weekend, so I'm not going to bail on them just yet. They did win week one, so. But I mean, that's the biggest reason. They got experience in the quarterback room. They're very deep. John Ryan was on the Men of Order channel last week before the games, and he was talking about how Ohio State, anybody could go down and it wouldn't even matter because their next man up is just as good, just as elite, on the same playing level. So I mean, they're just so deep. I feel like in a long season, Ohio State's gonna take it. They owe one, man. They owe one because they haven't gotten there. Like over that hump, you know what I mean? Bama, Georgia, they've done it. Clemson's done it recently, but Clemson doesn't have the quarterback for it this year, in my opinion. So I mean that leaves me with Ohio State. I don't want to pick Bama. I don't want to pick Georgia. You know what I mean? So I'm left with one option, but they are a very, very, very good team, and I like them as my choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see it. Like, and here's how it would have to play out. Is the SEC would have to play out very similar to last year.
Yeah, true.
And I could easily see Georgia, Bama, Ohio State in the playoff.
Exactly.
As long as we don't do what we normally do. For the first time, like last year was the first time in a long time where Georgia didn't do what they normally do and drop a game to a South Carolina, out of nowhere, like South Carolina, Kentucky. Tennessee is always scared. Like the SEC,
there's always that one little blunder, man. The SEC schedule is insane.
Last year was the first time where we didn't have that, where Alabama was our only loss, and that's the difference.
Exactly.
So because
Florida looked good.
Florida's riding high now. We'll see where they end up. Mm-hmm. But it was always if we lose, we send Florida to the SEC championship and we're screwed.
Yeah.
Point blank. Period. Like if we lose in Florida. You know what I mean? Like it's
the point you're making there about the SEC schedule, that actually, I forgot to mention this when you asked why I have Ohio State, but that plays a factor also is that Georgia and Bama just have to play such tougher schedules. They got to put work in and week out. Ohio State has a couple games against the Rutgerses of the world. You know what I mean? SEC.
What do you mean? That's a top 20. That's a top 5 team.
Hey, a couple years, maybe they're 1-0 right now, undefeated. No, but seriously, they don't have to play a tough opponent. Like Vanderbilt obviously is in the SEC. There's teams like that in the
Vanderbilt's
SEC.
2-0, bro. Watch out.
All right, but yeah, okay, Hawaii and whatever. But see, there you go. But I mean, it just feels like an easier schedule. They can kind of coast a couple weeks. Hopefully that doesn't mean that you're going to drop a bullshit game like you're talking about Georgia doing sometimes. Hopefully they stay focused and everything and don't overlook any games. Yeah. But they just won't have the same wear and tear. You know what I mean? They still have to play a Big Ten championship game against a very good opponent, whoever it ends up being, just like Georgia and Bama are going to have to probably match up most likely. So it is what it is, but I think Ohio State has an easier path, if that makes sense, to go undefeated and just make it happen,
Yeah, and because of that path, I believe they will have to go. I think they can make it one loss because they're Ohio State. They're the only Big Ten team that gets love from the College Football Playoff Committee.
They can get in one loss. Yeah, no other Big Ten team
one loss because we know who they are and because they show up. And they've showed up in many college football playoffs.
There's two sides to it though, because also the fact that they're not playing some of those SEC schools could hurt them. Obviously because of not having the experience against tougher opponents week in and week out. Because once you get to that playoff, you got 2 games, you got to win them, and they're very tough opponents. Probably SEC schools. So it's I
agree. They won't be as tested coming into the
league. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that could play both ways. So it's kind of a moot point almost. But
it's your one side is they'll be more fresh because they really haven't had to try, like you said.
Exactly.
Or versus they haven't had to try, so
they're not prepared and ready for it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, let's get into this week's games though.
Let's see. I like the banter. So speaking of Alabama, this weekend. They are as of right now 20.5-point favorites against Texas. Is Texas back? Probably not. Over under 65.5. What do you think about this game? Almost a 3-touchdown favorite for Bama here. You wanted to talk about this game. I'm very curious what you have to say because I'm not quite sure. Yeah.
Good.
I'm just saying they shut out Utah State last week, so that's all we have to go up. I mean, obviously Bama's gonna be Bama.
They're gonna win the game for sure. You know what I mean? The reason I wanted to talk about this because I was also curious how you thought because that is I didn't think we were going to be getting a 3-touchdown spread here.
Me neither.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down a little bit or even up a little bit because it's so wacky already at 3 touchdowns with that. But I will say this: I'm going to stay away personally. I'm not going to put my money on this game because I don't even know how to call the over/under or the spread. It could go either way, really. But my gut feeling tells me Alabama's going to beat the brakes off of Texas anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'm confident enough in that to put some money on a 3. I might buy some points and take them at like 16.5 or something. Yeah, that's what I would do. And that's what I would consider, if anything. But I do think that Alabama's going to beat the brakes off of Texas. Yeah. But there's a chance that Texas holds their own or at least keeps it a little bit close late enough where they won't cover 3 touchdowns. That's a lot. That's a big spread for this matchup. Spread. For this matchup, you know what I mean?
Dude, that's a huge spread against another Power 5 team.
Exactly. And it's crazy. It's cut in half from Alabama's spread last week. They were at 41.5 last week.
And they covered 41.5 last week.
Yeah, they did. Too. Oh, yeah, easily too. They didn't even have to. They scored 14 points in this. They scored 14 points in the second half and still covered 41.5.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about Texas. I mean, Arch Manning isn't there yet, so they're not back yet. I wonder how much NIL money he got for that. Georgia was looking at him. I mean, Georgia was also take away from Ole Miss and Tennessee. It's a big deal.
I will say this though: if Texas is able to put up some points, this over 65.5 is probably a good play.
I agree.
You got to think Alabama's going to put up 40, 35.
Yeah. Listen, the Big 12 defense stays strong.
Yeah.
That's true. Bama's going to get theirs. However, Bama's defense has got, they're good.
Exactly.
They got that dog in them.
That's the reason I want to talk about this because I felt like both were so iffy. I didn't know how to call this one either. I was hoping you were going to take a side, but I'm gonna lean on buying some points maybe.
Yeah,
that's my best bet. I think.
And even then, who knows? Maybe I ask you this: It's in Austin.
Yeah, it is.
So that's like a little bump for Texas.
Exactly. If this was in Tuscaloosa, I'd probably be down to take 3 touchdowns.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I would probably be down for that. But I don't know. This is a tough one, man. I'm surprised it's 3 touchdowns.
I really am. I would have said if you gave me this 14 and a half, I've been like, yeah, that's probably right. Like that's
because I see them winning by 17 or 18.
Yeah,
and
right.
People are gonna get fucked on that. Yeah.
3 touchdowns is asking a lot out of anybody.
Yeah.
When we played Oregon last week, I thought that they were nuts for giving us 17 points.
Yeah,
I said on this very show last week, if I was going to bet on this game, I would have taken Oregon in the points. I swear, I shit you not.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, damn it!
That's just I'll bet against my team, but I'll never bet on them. You know what I mean? Just I like the little get a hedge a little bit.
I know. Yeah, I know your theory. It worked out for you. You won a championship off your little theory there. I got you. It's a superstition at this point, isn't it?
It's all superstition, baby. Yeah. And listen, I wore a jersey every episode last year, and we won. I'm just saying.
There you go. I'm going to need you to not wear that next week so I could get this future on Ohio State correct.
Yeah, I'm going to stay away unless I buy points. Maybe tease that over down too, possibly.
That's a good call too, I would think.
I like it. But yeah.
Yeah, in general, I got no official play on this. I mostly wanted to see what you were thinking too.
I really do. For the sake of what it can be, I hope it's a good game.
Yeah, but I think ultimately Alabama beats the brakes off them. They might win by 28-29. But
Texas isn't back.
But I don't have enough in me to do it. It's such a big spread for them against Texas. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I completely
This
agree.
this was like a different Big 12 school, a little bit of a lesser
Gonna be an SEC
value.
school soon,
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah, exactly. But if this is like a Kansas State or something like that, like yeah, sure. But Texas, they got a chance to keep it close. So
Absolutely. Moving on, we got Tennessee, one of the teams I hate the most. Hate color orange, bro. -6.5 against Pitt, who probably should not have beat West Virginia. I had Pitt -7.5, and I'm mad I took it because they only won by 7. Over under 67. I off jump like the over because Tennessee's offense, like when Georgia played Tennessee last year, they pretty much like Alabama, like they're running Alabama's offense, which is not as good as players. Like they're running an Alabama offense, but their players aren't as good. Like you could feel it. Like even though Georgia handled them, like off the jump, Georgia's defense was on their heels a bit, trying to adjust to the pace.
I like the over too.
Yeah, Tennessee's
offense
the over. Is pretty damn good.
Yeah, and you got to factor in the fact that not to take anything away from West Virginia necessarily, but I mean that's like almost a brand new offense in for West Virginia. Not like a new offensive scheme, but just the quarterback coming in. They've had some down years lately, and it's just like Pitt couldn't stop them. You know what I mean? They got lucky on that dropped pass interception. They were supposed to lose that game.
Won that game.
They were supposed to lose that game, or at least not cover, win by a field goal or something. Because
they still didn't cover. And I know they shouldn't have won.
Yeah, no, exactly. So,
like,
I think that Tennessee, that the matchup of Tennessee's offense with that Pitt defense, over should hit because Pitt can score. Also, the only thing that scares me about the over is Pitt's play calling wasn't great last week against West Virginia, but I think that Tennessee might be able to cover a little bit of their slack. If it does go over 67, I think Tennessee probably covers by doing that because I don't think Pitt's going to put up the points to get over 67 and keep it within a touchdown. So I will say I'm gonna take the over and I'm gonna lean Tennessee covering also with that.
Yeah, if the spread stays 7 or like under a touchdown in favor of Tennessee, I'm gonna lean that way too. If it goes over a touchdown, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't either. Tennessee in this just you only got to be up by a touchdown to win to cover rather. Tennessee's offense is good, and they're only going to get better. The new head coach, whose name escapes me at this moment, is a good coach, and they have some promise, even though I hate them so much.
Yeah, you're hoping you're wrong, but you gotta call it like it is.
Respect is respect.
Yep.
I don't have to like them, but I gotta respect what they got.
Yeah. I'm going over here. I think they're the offenses are going to be firing. It might get away from Pitt towards the end, but I think it'll be like a back and forth type of game in the first half. Well, so we should see some good points in the first half. I'm not sure what the first half over underline is, but that would be worth taking a look at too. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be overall. I think it's going to be hopefully a good game. Next one. Ooh, I want to know what you have to say about this one. Florida -6 against Kentucky, over under 52.5. Will Levis leading Kentucky, Coach Stoops at the helm. Kentucky's been shocking a lot of people over the years. They've really made a name for themselves in college football. They're not just a basketball school anymore. But I'm curious. Obviously, Florida looked amazing first week against Utah. How good is Utah, like you said? Number 7 team preseason. Were they really? I don't know. We took them, and we never will again because we always faded the Mormon State, but we decided at the show we decided not to.
I heard you guys say that. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, we decided not to. And now, guess what? It's fading the Mormons for the rest of the year. So just an FYI.
That's Sorry,
what Utah. That's what you get. We gave you one, and that was it. You lost it.
I got Florida covering this. I think maybe Florida by 10, 13 range. I got them covering 6 kind of easily. They impressed me last week, man. What's his name? Anthony Richardson.
Dude, he's a dog.
We know what we're gonna get from him. We know the type of game he's playing. He's not gonna be the most, accurate, just diming it up and down the field, but he's gonna take off and he's gonna get in that end zone when he needs to.
He'll take the game into his hands.
Exactly. He impressed me, man. He impressed me.
Me too.
Them winning that game impressed me because I did think Utah was gonna take it. I had Utah to win outright. I didn't think Utah was gonna cover, so I knew Florida would cover, but they ended up winning outright. But yeah, I'm gonna go Florida by 6. Definitely, I'm taking that spread. The over under is interesting. Also, I think that definitely has a chance to hit because Kentucky was able to put up some points last week as well. I mean, they were playing Miami, Ohio. It's tough. I hate like the first couple weeks of college football.
You gotta get a feel for it.
The first couple weeks of NFL football, you know what to expect from guys. You know what to expect from teams in general. Not every team mashed up their rosters, a lot. So you know what to expect from most of them.
Yeah.
In college football, man, you just gotta wait it out especially because Kentucky's playing Miami of Ohio and Alabama's playing Utah State and whatnot. You know what I mean? We can't go off of much, but I'm impressed by Florida, and that's kind of why I'm leaning their side is because they actually played a good opponent last week. They're warmed up, they're ready to go, and they played very well and they got the job done. So
all this does is like make me. I mean, I'm nervous for Florida every year. The Georgia-Florida rivalry game down in Jacksonville. I'm nervous for it every year. But like, I mean, and people are calling this guy like Tim Tebow-esque, which, if he keeps doing what he was doing, and he leads the team, then, I don't know. Tim Tebow was a generational player. However, I mean, if this guy keeps doing what he's doing, then you got to give him his props. You know what I mean? Anthony Richardson, definitely one to watch out for.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about it because Kentucky's been on this upward trajectory, but at the same time, Florida looks super dangerous right now. But it's also we're basing them off playing Utah. And you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I might stay away.
Kentucky off playing Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how the first couple weeks of college football go. You got to just go with your gut and try to make accurate plays.
Ultimately, I might stay away here because I'm just very curious how it turns out. I think I got to stay away because I just want to see how it plays out.
I hear you. Makes sense.
It's going to be a good game, though, and I'm very excited for it.
Yep.
Moving on, just one you wanted to talk about, a little West Coast action. USC -8 versus Stanford, over under 67. I'll let you take the lead here.
I personally feel like USC should have probably a higher spread. I think we're getting a good deal here with -8. So I'm taking USC -8. Caleb Williams looked very good last week. I know that they got almost 4 touchdowns pretty much off of interceptions. Like I think they had 3 pick sixes, I think, and then another interception that got returned to like the 30. So you didn't even really have to drive on that one.
Mm-hmm.
The defense looked good. They were shaky in the very beginning, but ever since then they handled business and, like I said, got those pick sixes and whatnot. So Caleb Williams didn't really have to do much, but if you look at his numbers, man, he was 19 for 22, 3 incompletions, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He had a day, man. He, very accurate throwing the ball. That offense looks good. They put up 66 points. I don't think Stanford can keep up with it, even though 4 of those touchdowns, they barely put up 40 or over 40 with the offense pretty much.
Yeah.
But I still don't think Stanford's keeping up with that. Even if they put up 40, Stanford's not getting 32 on them, I don't think. So I got USC by 8. I'm taking that. The over-under, I'm not sure because I don't know if this is going to be one of those games where USC gets out to a 21-0 lead early and then just, kind of choose clock and doesn't really have it doesn't really have the foot on the gas anymore.
Yeah.
So and then Stanford at that point would have to cover our asses and start scoring to make USC try to score again. Not that they'll like completely stop playing, but you know what I mean. They're going to chew clock and whatnot if they go up early, not pass the ball as much. So the over under it seems a little high just because this game could get out of hand potentially. But I mean, they did put up 66 by themselves last week, but that was against Rice. So we always have to hedge for these first couple weeks. You know what I mean? But I'm going USC by 8. That's what I'm taking. I'm going to the book with that.
I agree. I mean, the line opened at 10.5, and now it's down to 8.
So we're getting a little bargain there.
Yeah, we are. So like, I have nothing to say for here. I'll jump on USC with you though. You made a very compelling argument, and I have nothing to add there.
That's right.
That's Pac-12 football. None of my business.
Hey, it's about to be Big Ten football next year. Next year, 2 years. That's all my business. I'm up here in Big Ten County, so you are too in Big Ten.
Lincoln Riley may have the boys figured out.
Yeah, we'll see. That's going to be interesting. Let's take a second and talk about that real quick, though, because I mean, just USC and UCLA and Big Ten country, like that is so far away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like stuck. Like you're gonna have to go to state. You're gonna have to go from Los Angeles, California to fucking New Brunswick, New Jersey to play soccer.
Hey, watch it, buddy. It's very nice down here in New Brunswick, man. Look, you see the sunlight reflect. It's beautiful out here, man. No, I'm not even in New Brunswick right now, but I'm up the street. So, but that's funny. No, well, I just think it's crazy because like Texas moving to the SEC. All right, yeah, it's Southeastern Conference, but like, okay, it's not that far away from some of the SEC teams.
Yeah.
They can get to Bama pretty quickly and whatnot, Auburn, Florida. It's not that far, really. But, I mean, football, it's not going to matter because you're playing on Saturdays. USC can go to Penn State on Saturday, and the kids
fly across the country, though.
Yeah, but the kids are back by Sunday, regular, whatever. Yeah. It's like flying to, one of the Pac-12 teams, potentially, right?
Yeah.
But the other sports is where it gets interesting. You think about a basketball schedule where you're flying from think about the middle of the Big Ten schedule in basketball when USC and UCLA are in the Big Ten. Every other night, they're going to be flying east to west back in class in the morning. That is terrible, dude. Like, I mean, we played college sports at the D3 level where we're taking a coach bus to 40 minutes up the road.
Yeah, the longest ride I ever had was 3 hours.
And that shit still probably sucked.
Yeah, right. I was like,
I played football. So I did the Saturday thing. We were back Saturday night. Didn't fucking matter, right? But a Wednesday night game in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and you got to go back to fucking Los Angeles and be in class the next morning. Like, I mean, they're going to get exemptions in certain cases. They're not, who's
online classes.
I'm not saying they're all going to all the classes anyway, but you're going to have some work to do. You're going to have some kind of something to do. And, oh, man, that's just, I feel bad for them. Football, it's not going to matter. It's going to be the same difference, but the other sports, I'm like, what the fuck? What are you guys planning?
Slaving away, driving to FDU, Florham, in New Jersey.
Exactly.
And so far, 2.5 hours to and from on a Wednesday night was killer, man.
I'm saying, bro, they're gonna be on a I don't know, man, that's crazy.
Cross country.
But we also kind of probably had to go to class and pay attention more than they do. So I mean, it is what it is. But those scholarly people. What about the scholarly people who are like third on the depth chart, but they're there to keep the GPA up of the team? And you know what I mean? Like they got class in the morning. They're going. They're going to be fucking exhausted, dude. They're doing the starting quarterback's homework and everything. Like they got enough on their plate, man.
Dude, you got to double down.
Exactly.
You got to get the homework people to do their homework too.
Exactly. Imagine Duke basketball join the Pac-12 and all those white kids at the end of the bench that Coach K has there to make sure that all the dudes get their homework done. Imagine they got to do that, every other day.
That's so funny.
All right, but we can move on to the next one. I just wanted to make that point because I've been talking to people about that like ever since the announcement came. I'm just like, that's gonna suck for every other sport. Football will be fine. But.
Also, massive home field advantage though when you got to have everybody come out to you. You got to have everybody hop on a charter flight to come play you.
Yep.
Like when I like this quick, like when at high school, there was a school in our district that was in State College, actually, like that was 2 hours away, right? So like it was the ultimate home field advantage when you played them, but they also had to travel 2 hours to play everybody else. Like it's kind of like you know what I mean? It goes both ways.
It's give and take at that point.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I want to talk about this game. App State lit it up against the UNC last week, almost won. 19, I feel like, is a healthy. Like, think about this. Alabama is getting just 1.5 points more against Texas. Texas A&M, had a lot of NIL money to get a top number 1 recruiting class. Just based off, and this may be just like, recency bias. I think as we're talking right now, the line's at 18.5, so somebody's agreeing with me. App State to cover, man.
Yeah, that's where you're going. I'm not going to take a side on this, but I am going to slam that over 54.
Yeah.
I think that's low. It's actually at 53.5 right now. It dropped down.
The
On
lines are
FanDuel, at
moving like
least.
crazy right now.
Yeah.
As we're talking, all these lines are moving.
Exactly. So, but I mean, dude, Appalachian State put up 61 last week in a shootout, absolute shootout. Texas A&M put up 31. But 54 just seems low, man. Even if it's a 31 to like 25 game, like that seems very low. I'm gonna slam that because I think that is a lock. I don't see, you gotta think about it. For Texas A&M to, if Appalachian State scores 17 points and A&M is trying to cover a 19, like you're already at the over. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It just seems a little off, but I think they're giving us another bargain here. I'm gonna call that my lock.
Cool.
I'm taking that over.
Done. Iowa State. I'm just gonna ride under because Iowa's been playing like, I don't even know what that was last week.
Big 10 unders.
Big 10 unders, baby.
Yeah, I'm with that too. I don't have a side on that, but if I were to pick one or lean a certain way, I would lean the under.
21-7. I can see it now.
Okay. Yeah, well, that would cover also, so you might as well parlay that.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah.
So are you ready for some NFL? I know we've been going long, everybody. So we're gonna hop right in the NFL. We got a couple games to get to.
Hell yeah.
Starting with tonight. Bills -2.5 versus the Rams, over under 52. This is gonna be, I hope it's everything we think it's gonna be. I really do. This thing could be electric. Super Bowl champs versus the team who probably should have been in the Super Bowl, if we're being honest.
Potentially.
That
was a great game.
Based off a flip of a coin.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I got an article on menoforder.com about how the NFL overtime rules absolutely suck. And I put my solution to the problem at the end of that. If you want to go check it out, give me some feedback. Let me know on Twitter what you think at It's AG400. But yeah, that's down there. You just got to scroll a little bit, search for it. It'll be up there. NFL overtime rules suck. But yeah, I am going with the Bills to win. I would say they cover. I think they're going to win by 3. So I like the 2.5 because I think the score is going to be 30-27. Since it's tonight, I'm giving a bold prediction and actually just going to call the score 30-27 Bills, which would mean the over hits as well.
Yeah. I just got some news across my phone. We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't. Dude, I like the Rams. I mean, it's gonna be tough.
Ooh, I know what you were talking about.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I
mean, it is what it is. Yeah,
I know the Rams got out to
like some wild breaking news.
Yeah, wild breaking news. The Rams got out to kind of, wasn't the best start if I remember last year. Like the Rams kind of like were slow to start. If I remember that correctly,
I believe so. I honestly I don't remember, but it sounds right. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm going yes for you, bro. This is your show. You're right.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that like the Rams may come in hot, but then they also, I don't know how to feel about it. Like I want to take the underdog.
Well, I just feel like if you're gonna take Rams side, you might as well go money line because the spread is so low, and it should be, but it should be a good game. I don't know. I got Bills by 3.
I'm gonna lean Rams, so I'm not held to any sort of.
There you go.
Lean.
Oh yeah. What do you think about the over/under though? I think it's gonna go over for sure, no matter who wins.
Overs, like for some reason, I feel like college football, like overs are always in play because like teams just run up the score. I feel like NFL, there's like I don't know, like unless it's a shootout, like I feel like it's not gonna hit.
Yeah, but I mean, two high-powered offenses. I think Josh Allen is gonna come out fire and put some points on the board.
Though.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
But you gotta, like you just said. Remember how you were talking about how the Bills probably should have been having a chance to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They got some stuff on their shoulders to wipe off there. You know what I mean? They're gonna come in with a little chip on them, and I think they're gonna. I'm not trying to flip you. What I'm saying is, I think they're gonna come out hot, and if they come out hot and get ahead a little bit, even if it's like 10-0 or 10-3 to start or something, the Rams are gonna get into that mode too, where they got to start putting some points up. What I'm getting at is, I think it could be back and forth, rapid fire at a certain point in the game where the over gets smashed. I'm not saying it's going to be like an 80 point game, you know what I mean? But I think at least like 30 to 27 sounds reasonable. Like anywhere around that range, 35, 31 sounds very reasonable for this game.
For sure. How about this? I'm not going to pick a side. Give me that over and give me a Cooper Kupp touchdown, baby. Let's go.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let's go.
Give me a Cooper Kupp touchdown and a Dawson Knox touchdown.
There you go.
Dawson Knox
Gabriel Davis, 6 touchdowns.
Ooh, that would be lovely. I got him on my fantasy team in our league.
Fantasy this week, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, for those who don't know, I did win our league last year. I'm just saying.
I made playoffs, so
dude, wasn't it you that I was matched up with you in the championship, right?
I played Mike. I lost to Mike.
So it was me and Mike.
Was it you and?
No, dude, it was me and you last year. I came back from like
I lost to Mike because you know why? Because I didn't realize it was a 2-week.
No, that was me.
No, it was Mike.
Dude, you're talking about when you didn't put the players in, and I came back from like I was down like 100 points, and then the second week came and I hit. I think Mike was 2 years ago when you lost to Mike.
No, it was this past year.
Okay, then I played Mike the next week, and I came back from like 100 down to win the championship.
I thought it was a 2 week round, and so I beat Mike by like a half point in the first week and started talking all this shit, not realizing that we had a second week and then I lost.
Yeah,
that was this. Okay. Trust me, that was this year.
I got you. I believe you. I just know that I came back. It was the craziest comeback of my fucking life.
It was. I remember that too.
For the championship, and I was down like 100 because I forgot to put someone in the first week, and the second week my guys just went off. Like every single player in my lineup dropped like 25 plus, and I ended up winning by like 40. Like
Billy had a shootout.
I covered like 140 points
in your round. It was you and Billy and me and Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All I know is I won at the end of it. It was crazy.
Yes, you did.
It was epic.
Yes, you
did.
But
yeah, we could go ahead. But I just want to throw that out there.
We lost anyway.
Dawson Knox touchdown. Bills by 3 over 52. Lock it in. Parlay that shit if you want to make some real money. I got you.
Like I said, sorry for the long episode, folks. We're just bullshitting.
Well, you know what you can do, Ty? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna mash it up, put it back on YouTube separate with college football and NFL. It's still gonna have this full video here, but I think that's what we should do. That would be a smart idea.
We'll clip them up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Clip it up and put, that way.
We'll clip it.
Yeah.
We'll clip it.
You know what to do. I got you.
We'll clip it. Let's move it on. Bengals by 6.5 over the Steelers, over under 44.5. Did Joey B and the boys get it going? What do you think?
I'm going to go with, I don't know. Steelers named Mitch Trubisky the starter. I don't know, man. You go first on this one. I might not take anything on this one.
I say Bengals win, don't cover. Mr. Trubisky gets hurt out as a starter. Kenny Pickett comes in to save the house.
Oh, boy. Already?
I'm just saying, it just seems like there's like I would be shocked if Mr. Trubisky is a starter at the end of the season.
I would too. I said from the start, I was telling people, in my opinion, I don't know if Kenny Pickett's going to be very elite in the NFL, but he'll win you some games. He's going to be a starter at some point, and he'll win some games. I don't know if he's going to lead you to a Super Bowl, but, obviously his college game, amazing. But how it translates to the NFL, I'm very curious to see once he does get a starting job. We'll see how fast Mitch Trubisky loses it. I'm going to stay away from this one. I do like the Steelers cover scenario, though. I do like that because I was thinking about flat out just saying I think the Steelers are going to upset them.
Yeah.
I was thinking about saying that when you gave me the floor to start, but I don't know if I want to be that bold with Mitch Trubisky. I was about to say it, and then I was like, nah, Mitch Trubisky, I'm not calling that. But I do like the scenario where Bengals win, but the Steelers cover. So I'll lean that way, but I'm not playing it myself. I think I'm going to stay away personally.
I just wanted to hear what you had to say. Yeah. Eagles, the Birds, -4 against Detroit in Motor City, Dan Campbell. Over under 48.5. I like the Birds, bro. Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. Detroit is Detroit, and it's week 1. I like the Eagles. It's not a touchdown, so I like the Eagles.
That's a key part right there. If it was a little bit higher, I don't know how I would feel, but I am also riding with the Eagles to cover on that -4. The over under, I'm staying away from.
Me too.
That looks very tricky at that number. It could go either way, but I do like the Eagles to cover 4. Yeah. If the Eagles don't cover 4, it probably means that the Lions win outright. Like I wouldn't take the Lions +4. If I'm gonna side the Lions, I'm going money line because
you always take Lions money line, bro. They either don't cover or they win.
That's exactly. So if the Eagles aren't going to cover, I think that's because they flat out lost. You know what I mean?
Which I hope with how good they can be that they don't. That's not the case.
Yeah, I agree. I think they could come out firing and fuck around and win the NFC East. So we shall see.
All right, you wanted this one. Dolphins -3.5 against the Patriots.
Give me the Patriots.
Yeah. So why are the Dolphins favorite? Am I missing something?
Well, they have that. You know, this is why I wanted to talk about this game is because I feel like the Dolphins is getting a little overhyped right now. They haven't done anything yet with that new offense. Yeah, they got they got some new toys, and it looks like it should work.
Billy Belichick owns the Dolphins, bro.
Billy B. I'll take Billy B in week 1 over an offense that just brought in new pieces and has to a new like Tyreek Hill. That's a huge piece to bring in. He has to get comfortable in the offense a little bit with some actual live game action and stuff.
Yeah.
So everybody's hyping the Dolphins, and I think that's why we're getting this spread. But like, I'll take that to the bank. Thank you very much. Give me the Patriots with the flag on the helmet on 9/11. Give me the fucking Patriots. No way they lose. No way they lose.
You know, I'll take Patriots +3 all day. Billy B week 1, easy.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to come in disciplined, and the Dolphins are going to have to figure some things out with their new toys and whatnot. So, and like I said, dude, flag on the helmet on 9/11. The NFL's not going to let them lose that game.
Yeah, facts. Panthers -1.5 versus the Browns over under 42. Dude, Baker is ready to tear apart the Browns. Hopefully he can do it, but like I've seen Baker at his prime, and he can do a lot. I just off jump knee-jerk reaction. I like the Panthers.
At 1.5, it looks great. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stay away just on the off chance of like I don't trust everybody else on the Panthers yet as much. They're gonna have to show me something.
Yeah.
But I love the over 42. I think there's gonna be some scoring in this game. I think that it's gonna be like kind of almost sloppy scores. Like there's going to be like a missed assignment by a Browns defensive back where, Baker gets a 50-yard touchdown that shouldn't have happened. That's going to be one right there. And then the Panthers are going to do the same thing at some point in the game.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be like some wacky scoring going on where it's like they're not really earning the 42. But no matter who wins or which side gets favored in that case, I think the over is going to hit. So I'm going to go with the over. I do like the lean on the Panthers -1.5 though. So I would, I'm not arguing that at all. Definitely.
Yeah. I think that Nick Chubb breaks off like a 40+ yard touch. Like he's got like him and like luckily they can lean on the running backs, which like Nick Chubb is a, phenomenal running back, not biased or anything. But yeah, I think he breaks one off. I just like to hedge. I like to lean on the Panthers a little bit. I'm going to stay away from the total.
Okay.
Last one. Best one. Bucks Cowboys. This was the first game of last season as well. Like this was a week 1 matchup last year too, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
And the Cowboys won outright.
This was the first game last year, the first Thursday night game.
Yeah, did the Cowboys win outright last year?
Yeah, they won.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the spread or anything was, so I don't know if they covered, but they won.
Yeah, Cowboys won outright. How do you feel here?
I got the Bucks. By 3. My boss is a Cowboys fan, and I already locked in $50 on the Bucks by 3. So I'm not gonna switch sides on myself right now, and then risk that karma or whatever for flaking on myself. But I got the Bucks by 3. Over under looks tricky. I think it might stay under. It depends.
Dude,
but
I'm stay away from this game entirely. I don't even know what to think about it. Like I just it's so sketchy. Like the Cowboys defense, Dak's back, the whole thing makes me nervous.
Yeah, I got Bucks by 3. I got, I'm looking to see some firepower from the Bucks. I have a future in on Brady because I figured ain't no way he was coming back if they didn't tell him, hey, you're getting the Super Bowl if you come back, dude.
Dude, what a guy, man.
I'm just joking. But if, I feel like he came back for a reason. He's a man on a mission. He wasn't going to come back to lose in the NFC playoffs again. You know what I mean? I feel like he's determined to make some shit happen, go out with a bang. So, I'm hoping to see them start off with a bang. Start off the season strong. I'm hoping to see that offense looking good. Maybe Julio with a red zone touchdown. Get him going because I know he still has something in him. In that tank. So, we'll see. I'm gonna watch this game and just like kind of get a feel for the Bucks and see if I want to switch that pick. You know what I mean? But I do have them going to the Super Bowl. I have Bucks Bills in the Super Bowl this year. That's my bold take. You want to know why?
Why?
So you remember last year when we were doing that Super Bowl stuff on Men of Order and like Ant went down the conspiracy hole?
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's just banter. Like, we're just messing around, but like it was almost right. But
I called him on his switch up too.
Yeah, we had the Bengals side, but that's it.
I called him on a switch up before he went. I knew what he was going to do. I called him on. I said, "Watch," and he did. I was like, "Watch it." Yeah.
Yep. But yeah. So ever since that happened, I'm thinking, I wanted to bring a take like that to the Men of Order channel again. But I'll say it here first. All this inflation talk and whatnot, all this money, taxes, inflation. Why not Bills, Bucks? Bucks. Who wins? That's a different story. Bills, Bucks.
Yo.
But no, seriously, week one, I'm taking the
that. Chad needs to see this. Everybody needs to. We're clipping this, and everybody's gonna see this.
I got Bucks by 3 this week, though, for sure. That one I'm taking. I already went to the bank with that one. I got 50 on it with my boss. So,
all right, there we go. Done deal.
What's your Super Bowl pick,
dude? I came so close, dude. I had Rams Chiefs last year. Before week 1, I had Rams Chiefs. When the Rams signed Matt Stafford is when I put in Rams Chiefs.
I did that too. I put in Rams outright to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I was able to hedge with the Bengals just in case.
Rams Chiefs, like I had when they signed Matt Stafford early in the whatever it was, it's like literally that day I was like Rams Chiefs.
I think I did that too. We probably were texting each other or something, and we both went to the bank with it. Like I did on that exact day too. I remember vividly.
Yeah, I went Rams Chiefs.
I just didn't play the Chiefs. I just played them straight up to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so I still was able to hit on that. But yeah, what you got this year?
Super Bowl matchup, dude. Bills. You got to do the Bills. Dude, they're gonna be hungry, bro.
I think they might take it.
Dude,
they might ruin Brady's going out party, man.
Bills. You want Bills Bucks? Dude.
You got the Rams.
Matt Stafford his. Matt Stafford already got his. They got his storyline.
You got the Rams, you got the Packers.
They wouldn't let the ayahuasca king into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they shamed him a lot last year. That might be that might have been
He's
his.
So chill with that though. Like
I know, but that might have been. They might have said, "Hey, we're gonna take this out on you, but don't worry, we'll give you a Super Bowl a couple years."
Yeah, I mean, third in a row MVP. Like they still let him win league MVP.
Yeah.
So exactly. I'm just saying he seems like such a chill dude because like he did obviously did Joe Rogan, but he also did Bustin' with the Boys with Will Compton.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like he just seems so chill.
Yeah.
Like he really.
What do you think? There's any other players in the NFC? It's Bills. I mean, it's Bucks, Packers, Rams. Who else do you even take as a
Cowboys sleeper? That sounds so crazy. So that sounds so crazy, but I think the Cowboys could eventually be there.
Wow, that's not what I was expecting. I didn't know where you were gonna go with like the fourth, but
no, I'm not. I'm just saying, like they could win the NFC. Like don't get it twisted. Like
I get it.
Very outside. Like I just like rest on the defense, and I have some biases involved with the Cowboys, and I'm not even a Cowboys fan, but shout out Micah Parsons.
No, I mean, I just wasn't expecting you to go Cowboys. I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they're gonna be good. You know what I mean? They're gonna make the playoffs, I would assume. But
NFC.
I don't think they're gonna.
Oh no, wait. There. What am I? Do the Niners, bro? What am I talking about?
Yeah,
what am I talking about? I like screw the Cowboys.
With Trey Lance.
Yeah, dude.
We'll see.
I need to talk about this. I think that Rams and the Niners both make it out of that conference because Seattle stinks and Arizona suspect. So yeah, and then so Packers, Bucks, Niners. Screw the Cowboys. That was off out of pocket. Just ignore that.
And then in the AFC, I think the players are probably the Bills, Chiefs. You obviously gotta throw those in there. The Raiders are very interesting, I think.
Jonesy.
And then shout out Wasted Talent. If you're a Raiders fan watching this, go tune in at Raider Nation Unlimited on YouTube. Go subscribe. He's on there like every day. Shout out to Wasted Talent. But I think the Raiders are a sleeper. Chargers are a sleeper. But other than that, I think it's going to be between Josh Allen and Patty Mahomes, unless one of those guys sneak in. Because I don't know. I don't think the Bengals do another run. Not yet. You know what I mean? I think that was spur of the moment. They got really hot. I don't think they're necessarily a Super Bowl contender in and out, year in and year out kind of team.
They just put something together that they
exactly. They got hot at the right time. You know what I mean? Yeah. They got hot at the only time that it matters. So I think they got some more work to do before they're like actual like a perennial contender every year. But I think the Raiders are interesting. They got a pretty, full squad, it seems like. And how do you feel about the Broncos with Russell Wilson? You think they're going to make any noise?
Broncos Nation. Let's ride.
You think they're going to make some noise?
Bro, I mean, I think they'll be better than they have been. They'll probably win a couple more games. I mean, clear eyes, full heart, can't lose, whatever he says.
I mean, they got a chance. I think they could. It depends. If Russell Wilson is like what Russell Wilson was before last year, then they have a chance. But if he's playing like he was last year, they got no shot, especially in that division. It's the toughest division in football.
That is year in, year out. That is the hardest division. Yeah. Oh, wait. No, I'm talking. No, what division are you talking about? This Seattle's or Denver's?
No, Denver.
No, I would say that that Niners, Rams, Seattle, Arizona historically at least
historically, but I'm saying this year, like going into this year, now that the Chargers are locked and loaded, the Raiders are locked and loaded, and then the Broncos with Russell Wilson, could potentially be locked and loaded in a way, and then you got the Chiefs, and we know what they're going to do. I think that's the toughest division coming in this year.
Yeah.
Although you're like the NFC West is also stacked. If the Cardinals show up, definitely, I agree. But I would go with that division any day of the week in terms of the toughest one right now.
All right. If anybody manages to watch this whole video, much love. If you made it to this point, we hope that you make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Show love to Pickin winners. Make sure to show love to Men of Order.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
Check out. We write on their website. They got plenty of blogs and all sorts of stuff. Their YouTube. I think that I will be on their YouTube later today. It sounds like we'll be hopping on. And make sure to follow us at Pickin Winners on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure to check out our website, pickinwinners.org. You got anything for the people before we get on out of here?
We'll be live with Ty on Men of Order in a little bit, about an hour or so. So that'll probably be out by the time you see this. And, go check us out. Check out menoforder.com. Go subscribe because we put a lot of good articles out, not just sports. We do cover a lot of sports, but we cover so many other things, very important things. And, that's about it. Follow us on Twitter, too, if you're on Twitter, Men of Order Media. That's about it. That's all I got. Thanks for watching, guys. And hopefully we're correct with our picks and you guys make some money if you tail us. Let's ride.
Absolutely. Yeah. I hope everybody has a happy, healthy, and safe weekend of gambling. We out.